Hey, dude. So, first and foremost, I gotta say, I'm sorry. I really wanted to meet you in person. I hope that Drew and Lee told you how much I wanted to be there. And there was some kind of scheduling issue, and the date they originally were supposed to play in, it changed, and we couldn't make it work. And it's just, at some point, we're gonna meet. Or better yet, I can hire you, or get you hired by someone else. And if you ever are shooting something here in Atlanta, remember that my girl Cody and my brother Zach, we would love to have you stay with us. So you got a home here in Atlanta if you need it. All right. So the next part, I read your post and I'm torn because I totally agree with Drew. Enjoy yourself, do what you want to do, man. You're fine. Your current look is definitely competitive enough to stay in the market where you are. That being said, my girl, that's her job. She works on production every day. She's on the call sheet. It's her job. My brother works in production every day. He drives off to different studios, drops off equipment. It's what we do. And then myself, I just booked a role right now on a union contract for a commercially released TV show. It's a series. The part's a day player role. Please don't think that I got a reoccurring role. It is a TV series. Does that okay? And the reason why my girl, myself, my brother, we all are able to do this is because we made the switch. The switch was from independent to commercial. Not commercials, but commercial production. I'd call it, for me, it'd be union production, but for them, it's not strictly union. It's just commercially released or commercially contracted. They used to use the word theatrical, but that's been retired. So I guess what this all boils down to is, and there's no right or wrong answer here, what do you want? That's the real question. I can't give you an answer because there's not a right answer. So if people are telling you in the thread this or that, and it's sort of like a prescriptive, do this or do that, that's not the right answer here, man. The right answer for you is, what do you want? If you want to just be an independent filmmaker who works online to promote bands that they love and hip-hop artists that they love, and if that's what you want to do, great. You're going to have a really tough time convincing them that they have to pay you when they can find someone else just as good as you to do it for free. That's the reality. It's 21st century filmmaking. Everybody has access to some kind of digital camera, some kind of editing software, and some kind of streaming video platform. That doesn't mean that they're good. It just means that they have access to it. So the chances of you being able to compete against free is a really uphill battle. Sisyphus incarnate. But if you want to do it just for artistic self-expression, man, you're in the right place. And clearly you are good at what you do at a level that is beyond the norm for most prosumers. But if your goal is to make money off of this, to make this your career, to be like, hey, this is how I do my taxes. I file them as a filmmaker. I am a cinematographer, videographer, editor for hire. Well, then you have a little bit more of a definite career path you can follow. I think people mistakenly thought, and I was happy not to be part of this group, back in like 2007, 2008, the YouTube craze blew up. And of course that's gone now. The Wild West YouTube era is kind of dying out. And I predicted back in 2008, I said, you didn't find a way around mainstream media. You found a way to create free content, free video content. And if this is a successful business model, the corporations will just buy you, which is exactly what happened. I was right. It took 8 years to prove me right, but that's what happened. I mean, I'm boiling it down to a very, very simple thing, but that's what happened. So it's not that you found a way around working for someone. It's that you had a very unique time in digital video history where you were able to use social media to brand yourself, which is awesome. But it's not the way of the future. Just like the industry standard in the future, I think Netflix just released something recently that said that if you're creating original content for them, you have to shoot in 8K. Because that way they can guarantee to their users that it will still be of quality video if someone has a 4K television. And I think the big boy camera they're pushing right now on people, probably because there's also a kickback with the distributor, is I think the red helium, which is an 8K capable raw file camera, which is ridiculous because nobody can afford that at the prosumer level. You'd have to, plus with all the lenses and battery packs, monitors, just the camera itself, and then you have to buy everything to make it work. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But then if you rent the camera, it's not. But then renting the camera means you have to shed this idea that whenever you're ready to go, you just, like a guerrilla filmmaker, grab your camera and just go somewhere and shoot something. That's going to have to end for you if you want to do this as a profession. It's going to be very regimented. It's going to be very structured. It's going to be very scheduled. There's going to be definite deadlines and standards. If they're saying, hey, you need to shoot this in 8K so we can guarantee to downgrade it to 4K for users who have a 4K television, you're going to have to rent a camera that does that, which means you're only going to have the camera for a certain amount of days before you have to return it or receive a fine. And you're going to have to get releases from all of your performers on camera. If they're under 18, you're going to need a guardian. If they are under 18, they're also only able to work 6 hours. I mean, there are rules and regulations that you're going to have to meet. And the question for you is, do you want to do this as a profession or do you want to do this as a hobby? There's not a right or wrong answer there. There's just a which do you want to do, really. Because you're so good, my guess is that you want to do what you love and be paid to do it. Well, that is the mentality of a professional. And all professional is someone who gets paid to do what they do. Not that they're incredibly skilled, because I've met a lot of people who are incredibly skilled who are not getting paid to do what they do. But you can be both. You can be incredibly skilled and be paid to do what you do. And that's what I want to see for you. But that's what I want for you. What do you want for you? You are at a place right now where 1080 is acceptable. 1080 will be acceptable probably for the next, I'm being very liberal here, maybe for the next 5 years, 4 years. But then it's going to be the old standard definition. You're going to have to upgrade, and that means tech. Yes, that means buying a lighting kit. Yes, that means buying permits to shoot somewhere. Or it means joining a group. Your era of being able to do it yourself or being a freelancer isn't over. You can still do it. It's just got more rules attached to it now. You shouldn't look at it as a bleak thing. You should look at it as just an evolving thing. It's just a change. It isn't a nail in the coffin, I promise. And if you need help, I mean, we don't have all the answers, but we'd be very happy to help you. So you are right. You are going to have to adjust your business model. But it isn't about being less than because you don't have the tech that someone else has. It just means how can you squeeze the standard out of what tech you do have. And if you need to rent something or buy something because you can't squeeze the standard out of that tech anymore, okay, well, that's something to look into. I know you already know this, but maybe you just need someone else on your side who's on your side to tell you this. Or if you just want to stay a hobbyist, don't worry about it. But if you want to be a professional, yeah, you're going to have to meet an industry standard and a deadline and the rules and regulations and the contracts, and you're going to have to stop shooting guerrilla. It's not impossible, but you can't change the world systemically until you're part of the system. You can't break into the fortress if you're outside throwing rocks at the fortress. That's what the fortress was built for. You got to get inside first. All right, man. Let me know if you need help. I really want to help you in any way possible. Talk to you soon. Bye.